Well, I did it this time. Among many interests I have, I love participating in mixed martial arts. I just suffered a significant injury while doing Muay Thai on March 21st, 2017. Ended up having surgery on March 24th, 2017. Using the latest technique, mind you, for quadricep repair, I completely detached my quadricep, completely lacerated right on through. I was sparring and got kicked in my left kneecap or patella. There is some argument about how I got injured. The person I was sparring claims that I might have thrown my kick out and hyperextended my knee. But either way, I got injured in what I love doing, Muay Thai. Taking it out of its cocoon, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to come out, right?
Lift up her name.
Oh, that's
I got you.
hard to do.
Good. Nice. Nice. Alrighty.
Oh, that feels so funny. You can already see my muscle shrunk.
You all right?
Yeah. I think that's what. I'm doing this in my brace at the moment, but I'll take it off later to do a more thorough laser job.
Well, I think if they even suggest changes to the laws, it doesn't mean anything when the Republicans have total control in both the House and the Senate. But really, let's be blunt.
It just tightens all those muscles up. This is what the box looks like. I have a Russian stem in my office, which is from a larger unit. But this nice portable unit does the job pretty well. And I'm doing more rehab exercises. When I tighten my quads like this, I count to 5 seconds and then I release. Those are isometric quad sets. Okay? And another thing I'm working on is a straight leg raise. Up and down like this. I actually feel quite a bit of pressure doing this, but it's actually a little easier than it was before. Okay, now when I do a heel slide, you can see how much knee bending I have, knee flexion. This is very, very tight in here. Now I bring it to the extreme end range, and when I bring my toe up like that, it gives overpressure, and I can just pump my ankle up and down, increase the pressure for knee bending or knee flexion. can hold it here, rotate out, and I can feel that stretch all the way on the inside. This way, feel it on the outside. And just go back and forth. And back down. And up. Add the toe dorsiflexion, ankle dorsiflexion, up and down. And back. I've been doing my exercises in the long leg brace, and today I finally discovered that I can do it without the long leg brace. This exercise here, now it's a lot harder than it looks. It feels like a lead weight or heavy weight, and you can feel gradually the bone start to ache and radiate down the shaft of my tibia, my leg. So this is ASTYM, A-S-T-Y-M. Break up any fibrotic tissues. So I've been using this. I'm just showing you. I feel tension right there. I just gained a lot of range of motion from doing treatments on here, stretching and doing ASTYM, A-S-T-Y-M, augmented soft tissue mobilization, and laser. This one has an edge on it. I have other tools too, but this along the scar tissue to break up tissues. Okay. Whoop. So go along here. And usually when you get ASTYM, the whole leg can be treated actually. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm just doing it on the thigh and the knee. And it's really tight in here too. I lost a lot of muscular girth from this. It's going to take approximately 9 months to regain it back. All right, so you can see. Okay. That's better than I've had it. Okay, let's stop that. All right, so here, when I lift it up, this whole area is super tense. So is it over here. So you go over those tense areas. George is actually doing this for me. A little harder. That's good. And on the inside, you feel where that muscle bulges out, like the tension. And then over here is really taut. George? All right, go ahead.
Oh, that's 75 now.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
I don't go too much harder than that.
We're only at 70.
What do we got?
76 right there.
Now I'm way ahead of the game, but that's because we just treated it. Stretched it, used ASTYM, A-S-T-Y-M, augmented soft tissue mobilization, and laser therapy. And it's attached to my involved left foot. When I bend my knee, this is as far as I can go, and I get severe tension throughout here. This is just over a month since I had the surgery. I'm going to use the band as an active assistive motion to go all the way up, and then do a quad set at the top of the motion, and then pull down. I can strengthen in knee flexion and have an assist in knee extension. If I scoot back more, I can have more tension put on, which makes it more challenging to pull down, but it does give more assistance in kicking upward. So I'm just going to do a bunch of these. Right off the edge of the table. So my abduction is pretty strong. I don't really need to use the strap for active assistive abduction. But just to show you, it's a good exercise if you have trouble doing this. I am able to exercise into extension in this direction, pulling the cord down to the table. Very unstable, that's why it shakes at the top of the movement. I have no more knee flexion than that at this point in time. Back and forth like that. Again, I'm limited in knee flexion, so I can only go back this far. I can hold it here, and I can go up and down this way now. And again, I'm limited in knee flexion, so I can't go any further than this at this point in time. For the calf. Bend the knee slightly, then I'll get more of the soleus muscle. Oh, I'm bending my knee. There, that's better. Keeping the knee bent and bending the foot forward gets more soleus. This gets more gastroc. Okay. Up and down like that, with the knee straight. And you can do with the knees bent to get the soleus. Leg press machine. I have to use my right leg, to push me up because, again, I don't have the strength in this leg yet. I cannot do presses at this point, but I can do plantar flexion again, this way. Too hard to do a straight leg raise this way. You can try it this way, and if it's still too hard, you can turn it on your side, kick up this way, and lean over about 45 degrees, so that kicks it in, and come back. And if you can do that, you can go further, and if that's not too much of a problem, you can come all the way over here and just hold it up here, and then come back. And you can come back over here again. If this is too hard to hold, you can bend this knee up and come back. Try this again and keep this knee up and go like this all the way. Or 45 degrees, whatever you can handle. That's with the knee bent. This is with the knee straight, this way. And if you can, from this position, ease it down. And if it's too hard that way, again, with the knee bent, this way, and ease it down. And at some point, you want to be able to come all the way over here, ease it down, and then go back up and back down. To use my right foot first. Now it's lightweight, so I can do very small. Well, this isn't too bad. I can go a little further than I thought, but the weight is very light. So just one plate. All right, so I can go back and forth this way, and I can do this. Plantar flexion this way. Now I don't want to work too much strengthening of the quads, because I'm still working on range of motion. I can do gentle isometrics, trying to push my knees out on an angle this way by pushing into the floor. And I could play with that too for direction. I can take this and push it out that way, this, push it out that way. 5-second holds several times. I can do ball rolls into extension. I have just about enough ankle mobility to start working a little bit of, just enough knee mobility, knee flexion to do a little bit of ankle stuff, but it's still very, very tight in knee flexion, so I really can't do a whole lot other than some basic motions. Very challenging because of the knee stiffness. I can also work with the stool, wheeled stool, back and forth. And I can go side to side. I can do circles. Okay, I will be advancing those exercises as I am able to. And I'm going to finish up with some laser. This is really tense in here. So I'm going to find the points of tension and just go over them with the laser. You see that kicking in. I could try different pad placements, but this seems to be the most comfortable for me. That's why I chose these positions. I could get closer to the femoral triangle. Range of motion's improving. And here it kicks in. All right. You see that kicking in? I could try different pad placements, but this seems to be the most comfortable for me. That's why I chose these positions. Remember these exercises? I don't want to. I gotta use the yellow one. This isn't strong enough. This isn't strong enough. Oh my God. This is supposed to help his cause?
Very much
Wow. It didn't feel like a whole lot while I was doing it, but now that I'm done it's easier to do the straight leg raise now. Force EXP, it's the best laser therapy system on the market. There are other systems on the market. There are people in my area who have other systems, namely an automatic robot that hovers over a body part, goes back and forth while he exits the room. The problem with that is that it only covers the part of the joint that it is exposed to, that the laser is over. In order to treat the entire limb or other parts of a joint, you need to reposition yourself, and that can be quite encumbering, and you can't fully ensure treating the entire body part or limb. Additionally, other systems are pulsed. This machine is 25 watts, and it can deliver 25 watts continuously without burning out any of its parts. Other systems are pulsed. They claim to keep it from overheating. Well, their system can't handle the continuous energy. My system can. And yes, you can apply 25 watts of continuous energy to a body part without worrying about it burning you, as long as you keep the wand moving. This has a massage head on it, or you could take the head off and hover over top of body part if the skin is too sensitive to tolerate anything touching it. This is the massage head right here, and there's other heads as you see right here. Okay, so this is not a pulse system. So when you get anywhere between, I don't know, 5 or 6 to 10 minutes worth of treatment, compare that to other systems which are pulsed. Other systems would have to be used for like anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes to get the joules of energy this provides within a short time period, like say 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes or so. So I'm going to demonstrate on myself. I had a quadriceps repair performed 5 weeks ago, and I'm using this to help heal and help with inflammation and to help improve my range of motion. I have very tense areas in my quadricep, and this helps loosen it up as I stretch. I also have a tight Achilles, and my left foot aches as well. So I'll demonstrate its use right now. Okay, you can see there are different protocols on here. I can choose height, body type, skin color, etc. I can pick a body part like my knee that I want to treat here, and I can choose the type of injury and then move on from there. And it gives a nice illustration of the body part, and it has prefabricated or pre-set up protocols. This protocol is for say 6 minutes. Now, what I prefer doing, at least for some of my patients as well as myself, is choose the operations mode, which allows me to use the full 25 watts at one shot, although some protocols might have that built in. This is, I'm doing a manual protocol. I can put in my own time, and this will ensure that I can get as many joules of energy into the tissues that I desire. Okay, so I'll turn this on. Okay. Okay, you see a red light. This is a target light. This is not actually the laser. I'm going to turn the laser on. Interestingly enough, you cannot visualize the laser with your eyes, but through this camera, it actually shows what you can't see with your eye or your eyes. So watch what happens when I turn this on now. Okay? Now it's emitting energy. Now I don't see that bright light that you see in the camera, I can only see it in the camera. I cannot see it without the use of the camera. I'm wearing very special protective glasses as well. Now you can see my scar here, 5 weeks post-op, and there's a lot of tension in here, a lot of tension over here. When I normally use it, I'm just demonstrating now, but normally I'll cover maybe like a card size area, go across it fairly slow. This is a full 25 watts being delivered at one time, and it's not burning me because I'm keeping it moving the whole time. The massage ball lets me get deeper into the tissues, and it really helps me improve my range of motion, helps with pain, inflammation. Okay, now normally exercises for the knee, ankle, forefoot, the entire foot and the toes to some degree as well. You can see when I slide in this way, I get a knee flexion stretch. As you might know by now, I had a quadriceps tendon repair performed, and it's about 5 weeks out. When I lift my foot up, it increases the tension. When I go down, it decreases. I can turn my foot in, lift up, and I feel that all in here. I can go over here, lift up, and I feel that all in here. And the closer I come, the more I feel it. This adds overpressure. Okay, and we can add this motion, which is working the knee as well as the ankle and the foot. Now you can even start out here and gradually work your way up and out and back in. That increases flexion here, gradually reduces it when I come out here. Okay? Now, you can also just tap for intermittent stretching in different directions. And try to hit different parts of your foot as you do it in different positions. And then you got inversion, eversion, inversion, eversion. And up and down like you're imitating a walking gait. Now I'm very limited in knee flexion, as you can see. Over and over. Okay. Then curl and come up and open. Curl, come up and open. Curl, come up and open. And then in, touch the knees and squeeze. All the way out. All the way in, touch the knees and squeeze. Out, all the way in, touch the knees and squeeze. Hold it. A little overpressure with your other heel to get more flexion. And squeeze. And both up, both down. And reverse it. Okay, now try it like this. A little harder when you squeeze the knees together. Are atrophied from quadriceps tendon rupture complete. Post-surgical repair. Isometrics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. And tighten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
In the state?
Yep.
Stop them.
Okay, right there. Don't go anymore. It's pretty strong as it is. Ow, ow, ow. Right there.
I think you're a little twisted.
Hold it right there. Keep it there. A little bit, slightly more, very slightly. And just hold it there. Just keep it there. Don't go any more than that. Not cheating. I'm just trying to get to the edge so you have enough room to stretch it.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
No cheating.
No cheetahs.
You're already doing much better. You won't believe it.
Really?
Yeah, you're approaching 100.
100?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's amazing, huh?
Coming next Wednesday.
Is that good there? You want me to hold that or go?
What's that?
Keep going.
Right there. Just hold that there for a bit.
Lined up.
When you said I need to get it through my thick skull, you don't want anything to do with me ever again romantically. What am I supposed to do with that? You want me to cut my feelings off and turn them back on whenever you see fit, but I'm sorry, it just doesn't work.
Stupid soap operas in the background.
You reach out to me, I don't respond.
Okay.
So then we default back to
We're lined up and ready to go. You tell me when.
If we're gonna talk about it, you better get it right.
Try and relax.
All right.
I'm almost cured of that, Billy. And that has never
I
changed.
feel like I'm talking to a patient.
I am not thrilled that I have an audience. But I'm also not ashamed of what we have. It is not sleazy.
You all right?
It is not
Yep.
cheap.
Almost at 90.
It is not about you.
Sorry, now you're at 90.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So strange, isn't it? Try it again.
Well,
Go
that's
up again.
stretching.
Go up again.
All right. Ready?
Is she the one you want?
All right, that's 90. You want to go a little more? Keep it there.
You can go a little more if you can. Slightly. Right there. No more.
Got about 94.
Are you kidding me?
Got it lined up good.
Wow.
It,
That's surprising. First time trying step-ups. Feels very awkward. Slow, controlled. Moving up slowly and controlled. And slowly back. And easing it down slowly. Slowly and down slowly and controlled. Feels very strange. Like I have very little control. And ease it down. Wow. It's tough. Slow and controlled. Slow and controlled. Not easy to do. Oh. Ease it down. And then faster ones. Using a little momentum for these. Knee extensions. Into a quad set. With resistance as I extend. Very slowly coming up and very slowly going down. Control. I have to use the bar as an assist a little bit, but not much. Squats. And I am in a bit close. If I pushed it out further, I might go all the way around, but I'm just using this as a half circle stretch exercise. So here I go all the way, as far as I can go, and I hold the stretch. And then I go back the other way, far as I can go. And I hold the stretch. Then I go the other way. And I hold the stretch. Quadriceps repair, March 24th. It's now. Even the simplest types of exercises can be challenging. Just using a chair to push yourself around in can do quite a lot as far as therapeutic exercises go. You can see here I'm sitting in a chair and I can push the chair forward obviously, and I can get a knee flexion stretch. I can get a good stretch that way, but there's perhaps hundreds of ways to stretch your knee. This is one of them while you're just sitting in a rolling chair. I'm on a plastic mat. It would be harder on a rug, of course. And I can also just push myself around like this and then pull myself this way and sideways and sideways. So I feel it more in the quad when I push this way. Now when I do it with both feet together, I'm getting help from the right leg. I can do it with just the left leg, which is much more challenging if I do it with just the left leg by itself. It's a little easier pulling this way, a lot harder pushing this way. This little bit of effort here is quite challenging. And then when I push sideways, it's harder too. I push in way, push out this way, turn my chair in different ways. And when I do it with one leg, it's harder than doing it with two legs. If I get tired, I can use both feet to help do the exercise. Okay, there you go. The routine, I've got my resistive band. This is our strongest FMS cord attached to the wall. I can just relax here and let my legs hang, and they just stay there. But I'm here to do some exercise, so I'm going to push up and down this way, back and forth. And I can do bicycles. I'm lacking knee flexion in the left knee from a total quadricep blowout. Post-quadricep repair, surgical repair. So I'm doing resistance to my bicycle motions, and I go backward too, bicycle motions. I can do one at a time, in and outs, of course. I can back and forth. All right, do abduction, more resistance on the left side. And I can always assist with my right leg if I need it. Actually gives me a knee flexion stretch. All right, it's pulling my heel toward my buttock. So I feel a strong knee flexion stretch with this. Okay. Let's see on this side. Obviously this side doesn't need it as much. Watch this side. I'm getting a strong knee flexion stretch just by the way this is set up here. Okay. This way. Incorporating my abdomen, everything else. Okay. About 6 weeks post-op quad repair, surgical repair, and I still have a lot of limitations in knee flexion, but it's much better than it was. Still have a lot of weakness in the quads. I don't like at this point working on too much straightening out the knee. Assistive and maintain it there and do eccentric contractions, lowering my leg down and things of that nature. Not to say I couldn't get away with doing it the other way. One of my other videos, you saw me pushing myself around in a wheeled chair. And I just want to show you how you can do it in a wheeled stool as well. Here's the stool. Okay, I know this is a strange angle, but it gets the point across. This is not professionally produced, as you can see. I just want my patients to have something to be able to look at to duplicate for themselves. All right, so I can pull myself like this. I can push myself back like this. I can go sideways like this and sideways like this. Now, as you see, my right foot is helping me. All right, now what I want to do is try it with just my left foot, and that's tough for me at this stage of the game. Using my quads to do this is very difficult. Going this way isn't too bad for me, but you can see when I push this way, I can really feel that. It's quite achy, but it is starting to strengthen that muscle. And as I do more, it's actually getting slightly easier. Okay? But if it's too much, I can certainly help with my right foot. Okay? And then I can push with just one foot to the side, push with one foot to this side, and if I need the help from my right foot, I use the help from my right foot. And of course, I can just use my foot to sort of spin around while in the chair. I can use both feet. I can use one foot just to spin around. I can stop, spin around the stool in the other direction. Okay? So I'm going to try it again. Push out. I can really feel that. Come back in. Push out. Or just keep repeating, pushing it out like this. Okay. We can do this is I can either sit down or I can stand up if I've got good balance or sufficient balance on my right leg and just move medicine balls around. I can roll it around different directions. I can push it. I can kick it like that. I have to use my quads to do this. All right, that's actually, strangely enough, a little challenging. As I said, I can stand up. If I need to hold onto a table like this, I can do that. Or I can do it sitting down, moving the ball in different directions. I also have this ball here. I can move it around, just go back and forth like that, knee flexion and extension, side to side, circles, circles. I can even step up closer and work on plantar flexion, which is putting my foot down, wrapping it around the ball, and I can go into dorsiflexion and then put my toes on here to extend my toes and get a stretch in my toes, and then back this way, side to side and all around. And I can push and just keep pushing it, using my quads to push it away. I also have a vibro roll here, get a little vibration at the same time, and of course I can roll that back and forth. In fact, I can even use this directly on my thigh itself, because that's where my scar is, just to create a little soft tissue work up here. There's different types of rolls you can use. There's rolls that are not as smooth as this. You have to figure out what works for you, what you can tolerate. Here I'm using a regular ball, which allows me to compress it and feel what it feels like, because it has some give to increase weight bearing in there. And I can actually push down real hard, prevent it from going anywhere, and I got some isometrics going. Same thing basically here using a balance disc. I can move in each plane of motion. I can do this sitting down, and when I am able to, I can actually stand on the balance disc and do all sorts of balance activities with one foot or both feet together. Now you can see how close my right heel is to my right buttock. Okay? So let's look at the other side now. So you can see this, my left heel is still much further away from my left buttock than my right heel is from my right buttock, even though my range of motion overall has improved greatly. So one way to treat this is just to lift my foot up in the air and let gravity bend my knee. Now because of my status, you can see that scar there, 6 weeks post-op. It's rather challenging for me to keep my foot up here like this. It's actually tough. I feel a lot of pressure in here, but I have to do that to stretch it. And if I can't handle it anymore, I take a break and I just put my foot down. And then I can lift it up again. I just let gravity hold it down. And then put it down again. And I can grab here with my hand and give a little overpressure also. So it's going to take some time to regain that lost range of motion. I was on here. I couldn't even do a full cycle. I could only do half cycles for stretching. Now I can do full cycles. This is the new step. Okay, this is the Biodex balance machine. This fluorescent green light comes on, means I'm symmetrically weight bearing anterior, posterior, and lateral on each side. That gives me a sense of what it feels like to put equal weight bearing on both sides. Alright, so I try to turn that on, and then I do little tiny squats, which is going to be very challenging to try to keep on the green light. So I try to do. Try doing this while you're holding a camera. Try to keep that black dot inside the circle as it moves. Can't go across the line like I just did. Gotta keep in the lines. Have to go through this without hitting the line. Oh, I crossed over. More challenging when you're holding something.
69 inches.
I'm happy to be able to show you this one. 81 tomorrow, 92 Wednesday, 94 on Thursday.
Okay, this is the pre-core elliptical. I can go, I'm going to be working on it forward and backward. Kinesio tape on the left knee. Give some support and help with pain. I'll go backward. Okay.
Fyzical, Physical Therapy and Balance Centers.
If you have pain, receive care faster by seeing a doctor of physical therapy first. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers also treats dizziness, vertigo, balance problems, Parkinson's, MS, and stroke. With the safety overhead harness system, you cannot fall. State-of-the-art rehab equipment, laser therapy, spinal decompression, so much more. You have a right to choose the best. See amazing testimonials at CapeMayPhysicalTherapy.com. CapeMayPhysicalTherapy.com. Call for a free consultation, 884-9800, 884-9800.
Fyzical, Physical Therapy and Balance Centers.
Spelled different because they are different. 884-9800.